This is going to be a really high-impact year for the good folks in Tallahassee, because you expect a lot from your team. We've talked about it ad nauseum, and not just us on this show. There has been a ton of different outlets contributing to the hype train that is rolling through Painted Garnet and Gold. Got Jordan Travis back. You got Jared Verse back. You got a culture that's developed. You went and got some dogs in the portal in Keon Coleman and Jaheim Bell, Fentrell Cypress. So I know this is going to be a big year for Florida State, but I think the importance of this year, the impact of this year cannot be overstated for a couple of reasons. Think about where Florida State is. It's in the state of Florida. What's in the state of Florida? A lot of the top talent in the country. Some of the best prospects at the high school level reside in the Sunshine State. So meaning you got some of the top talent in your backyard, and those kids likely are going to go to whoever is rolling. And we've seen the school that is rolling has gotten some of that top talent. So what's at stake for Florida? The thing that's at stake for me is this is your chance to establish that you're the big bro in the state. It's no secret. Florida, they're down right now. Miami, they're down right now, but they both have first-year head coaches. We'll touch on that more in just a second. But the reason why you got to establish that you're big bro is because you have everything at your disposal to establish that. You have 1 year last year where you kind of, flexed up a little bit and showed who you are. You do it for a second year in a row. You go and talk to a lot of kids in state and say, you can go to Florida, that's fine. You can go to Miami, that's fine. But just understand, we run this state. That's what you can pitch if you're Florida State and you have the kind of year that you expect to have. Because for Mike Norvell and company, we've seen them be really, really good through the portal, like I was talking about a second ago. But we haven't seen the recruiting juice translate just yet. I mean, look at the last 3 years. In 2023, the number 19 ranked class. In 2022, number 24 ranked class. In 2021, number 18 ranked class. That's not bad, but it's not up to par at Florida State with the kind of talent that you have in your backyard that could make your recruiting class substantially more highly ranked. So for Florida State, this is the year to establish that you are big bro. And when you do that, I think you'll see dividends on the recruiting trail. But this is the year. This is that 1 year. This is that window for you now that you got the roster, the culture, the head coach, and we'll jump into that here in just a few minutes. But I think it's very, very critical. There could be ripple effects on the recruiting trail for Florida State that could pay dividends for years to come. Surrounded by top talent. It's just ridiculous. Okay, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel because we talk ball every single day. And when I say ball, I mean we talk college football. The sport that you love, that you're a freaking junkie for, because I'm a freaking junkie for it, and we are talking about it in June, and you're watching a video about it in June, like, come on. Come join the party. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at JD Pakel, just to stay up with everything that we're doing here. All right? So thank you in advance for that. Okay, so why is this year extra important? I talked about the potential ripple effects of if you succeed this year. But here's the other deal. Time is of the essence in the Sunshine State. Because your rivals, Miami and Florida, they're down right now. I don't think you can expect them to stay down. You can't expect them to stay down and feel good about it. Why? Because those are two brands that have a lot of brand power across the country, especially in the Sunshine State. And they have coaches that maybe they didn't meet expectations for what you would have hoped a big-time year one would have looked like. But I'll say this, both Billy Napier at Florida and Mario Cristobal at Miami, they understand the importance of recruiting. You don't have head coaches over there that are just saying, yeah, we'll figure it out later. It's not in no shade to Dan Mullen. This is not a Dan Mullen kind of operation at Florida. Billy Napier, for all the things that maybe you think he lacks, he does not lack the understanding of how important recruiting is. Same thing for Mario Cristobal. We saw what they did in the 2023 cycle, all right? Like they're going to prioritize getting top talent to the U. And so what that means is with the way they're prioritizing recruiting, if Florida State were to, let's say, underachieve this year and win 8 games. Let's say Miami achieves about what Vegas thinks they could achieve and they win 8 games. Well, then Miami can go and tell that kid, hey, you can go to Florida State if you want, but you saw what they did. This was supposed to be their year, and they took like a half step back. Look at us. Look at the way we're trending right now. I'm only in year 2. I'm winning 8 games. Like, come be a part of the way this thing is going. You want to come be a part of what we're doing here. You don't want to give Miami that firepower. I promise you, they're not going to stay down. You can't count on both Florida and Miami staying down. It's not the way that you want to live. Also, a subplot, a part of this whole thing, UCF, they got some Power 5 branding now too. They got some juice now they can take on the recruiting trail. And maybe they don't have the same bait on the hook when it comes to fishing for these recruits, meaning they don't have the same tradition or the same, history behind their brand at UCF. But I mean, even so, that is another line in the water. That's another competitor in your space trying to grab top talent. That's a Power 5 school. So if you were to go and do everything you expect to do, and you expect, if I say expect, internally and the fan base expects you to do, meaning you win the ACC, you make the college football playoff, going back to what I was saying, you establish that you are big bro, you claim your rank as the top school in the state of Florida, and you have the ability to then kind of turn down the volume on some of the things that those schools would use against you if you were to underachieve this year. So it's important. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence for Florida State. And the reason why is because this is your window. Very rarely do you have everything line up the way it's lined up for Florida State. Quarterback back. I mean, they have the #1 returning production in college football. You have a coach who has been there for a minute now and the culture is established. This is your shot now. This is the shot. The ACC, I think Florida State, for a lot of people, is the favorite to win the ACC. You got a fastball coming right over the plate. You don't see a pitch like that every so often. This is the time. This is the year. Swing hard, make contact, hit it out of the park. Because if you do, there will be ripple effects for Florida State they will reap the benefits of for years to come. All starts week 1 in Orlando against LSU. This has been the Hard Count. We appreciate y'all rolling with us, man. Again, we talk ball every single day here on this wonderful platform that is the On3 YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on Instagram as well as on Twitter at JD Pickell. It's been phenomenal to hear from y'all where you listen from and how you're listening. That has been a ton of fun to sort through those responses. So thank you for that. Keep them coming. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. Less than 100 days. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.